Hey guys, it's me again. I wanted to share a few thoughts that I've been having on a bit of the stigma surrounding asking questions, and the fact of the matter is that people don't often ask the question that they most need help with, for fear of what that person will think of them, or how they will be perceived, and how the other person will react. But they're struggling, and they really have this question in the back of their head, and they're like, I really want to find this answer, but I don't know either who I feel safe with to ask, or I just I don't know how to ask this question, and to get the right answer. But oftentimes we have conversations with people at the gym that are they're going through some stuff, and it takes them a little while to either open up, which I get it, that makes sense. I've experienced that myself. But the fact of the matter is that us as coaches are here to help. And so I wanted to put it out there because I think it needs to be said that oftentimes you're one question away from getting the piece of insight, or hearing the right words, or hearing the same words but in a different mindset or in a different way, that it clicks with you. And that's human nature. That's how a lot of things happen, is you just hear it in a specific manner, or from somebody else, they said it differently, and it's like, oh, that makes so much more sense now. But that conversation doesn't happen until you actually ask that question. And speaking from personal experience, as a coach, I oftentimes relay, or I imprint on the members at the gym that they've gone through the same journey I have, or they've put in the amount of hours and time into either nutritional research or training research, or going through a degree, which sounds really stupid when I put it out there. But oftentimes I think that they've put in a good amount of time, and they're at a similar point, or they know that some things are just straight up untrue, but they're asking questions about it. And so I personally need to do a better job of realizing that many people don't do a degree in health science or kinesiology because they have questions on fitness and nutrition. They don't do that. There's been many times where I've had this question in the back of my mind that I didn't really put out to either a mentor, a professor, or a close friend, my wife, and it just sort of like sat in my skull and didn't get any sort of resolution. I didn't see any progress with it. And so what I'm trying to encourage you is get it out there. Whether it's just to you, literally as I am right now, on a phone, even on a voice recording. You don't need a camera. Just ask the question. If you're an external processor like I am, I usually need to talk things out. It's been an invaluable tool for me lately, is just to talk it out basically with myself, as awkward and as weird as that sounds. But it gets a result, so I'm not even like awkward about it. But really what needs to happen oftentimes is just to find somebody that you're comfortable with, and just be like, hey, I don't need you to answer. I don't need you to solve this problem for me, but I just need to get this off of my chest. And then I'd be happy for discussion after that, if you're willing to do that. So that's a big step forward, and a lot of people struggle there, but I promise you that getting it out and off of your chest and out of your head, it just does magic with that problem. I know a lot of that is difficult because there's a stigma about being vulnerable, especially as a dude. It's often looked at as a sign of weakness, which I think is complete crap. In my opinion, it actually shows a level of strength and a level of courage to feel the question that is you're unsure about, and as silly as it may seem, or as deep as the question may be, just getting it out there and having a real talk with somebody, it does amazing things. And I've had this happen over the last few weeks. There's been some things that I've been contemplating and struggling with a little bit, but I brought it up to my wife and to some people that I'm close to, and it just helped me process it. I was able to work through it and come up with a plan of action to get over it and get around it. And so I think that if you're willing to be vulnerable in that level, in that stage, you're far better off to field that question than to just have it eat at your soul internally and not really get anywhere with it. So again, I just been having that thought, and I wanted to share it with you. Just wanted to give you some food for thought about the topic of just you're one question away from help or from extra insight that you may not have thought of before, or that you've been seeking for a while. So I just implore you and encourage you to find that safe space, find that person that you're willing to share it with, and if you're struggling with something, just ask them. I hope this helped in some way, and I hope that you found some value in it and you're able to apply it. So I'll catch you guys later in the next one. Have a great week.